Toby Keller is here today to give a stewardship testimonial. We're very grateful to have him. He'll be hosting the forum next week, but we'd love to hear what you have to say about your experience of Grace Cathedral, Toby.
Good morning. My name's Tobias Keller. I go by Toby. Hello, everybody. No one on the right. I've been asked to speak to you today about stewardship and why I give to Grace Cathedral. Here's why I give. First, when I borrow someone's car, I try to return it with a full tank. On that same principle, I use Grace's resources because I can, or I use Grace resources, and because I can, I pay for what I use. I also give because I've been fortunate to have received more than I need, and anyone who has extra should give. It's not an especially good argument for giving to Grace in particular, but if you're fortunate and you're not giving, you should be. And Grace isn't a bad place to start. Those are the generic reasons. Of course, there are personal reasons that I give that drive my investment in Grace. I grew up in the Visitation Valley neighborhood of San Francisco in the 60s and the 70s. I had no religious training. I am the son of a non-observant Christian father and a non-observant Jewish mother. I was a conscientious boy, and through a combination of luck and effort, found more than my share of successes: college, law school, 3 healthy children, and a law firm partnership. I had things under control. Until one day I didn't. I found myself alone in an empty apartment, negotiating child support and a visitation schedule. I threw myself into work. I exercised a bunch. I found a therapist. I went out constantly. Each distracted me, but nothing addressed my deep, inexorable sense of sadness and isolation. Now's the part where you're expecting me to say that I found Jesus or God spoke to me. It didn't happen that way. I just started coming to Grace. The first thing that struck me was the stillness and the grandeur. I experienced the sacredness of this place. Other parts of the liturgy in the community have waxed and waned in importance for me over the years. For a while it was the sermons. Other times it was the confession of sin. Sometimes it was the simplicity of wishing and being wished peace be with you by my neighbor. And I always return to the sacred stillness that the physical structure imposes when you walk through its doors. Coming to Grace centers me in a way that defies explanation, and I won't try further. It just does. I try to give generously. I donate to the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. I support any number of people who bike and march and swim to eradicate diseases that impact their lives. I've given to scholarship programs and for disaster relief. And I give to Grace, partly because I use its resources and feel compelled to put a little gas back in the tank, but mostly because Grace Cathedral is a treasure to me, and I want to preserve it for this community and for future generations. The fall is the season that we congregants pledge to stewardship. I hope you will join me in making your pledge. Thank you.